What really stands out to you about this last week's game? After you've had a couple days to reflect on it, what were you most pleased with about Saturday?
I think stands out head and shoulders above everything is their ability to finish. To take a group of incredible warrior-minded mentality guys who have all the best intentions with their heart for it to be a team, to play as one, and the seniors to cap it all off to say we're going to finish this thing in a convincing manner. And so to finish the regular season at 8-2, I think it shows that you rebound from a week one loss that was a close 2-point game, and then to say you're going to take the growth lessons they're going to come out of it to be able to come to the kind of team we are, to play convincing football at the very end is outstanding.
And then, now that the regular season's done for you, you still got a week left for everybody else before they figure out playoff stuff. But now that you're done, as you look back on the 10 weeks, week to week, just what is your assessment of how far the team has come since that first week? Well,
if you take the approach that we always do, that every week's a season, and you always want to measure on how are they preparing each week, what's their mindset, emotionally, how is the team? I'd say if I look back on it, the things that are going to stand out is that they're an incredibly tough-minded group, to be able to bounce back from defeat and victory. It's two imposters that you want to make sure you're keeping a good, steady mindset throughout it all. So that stands out. Two, the great ability of it shows how their off-season conditioning did well, feel relatively healthy coming out of all this. We have normal injuries like any other team, but to say for the whole team in general is a pretty healthy team right now. So, and that's a real credit to Glory Fung and his staff, and also to Peter Moore, our strength and conditioning coach, and Bo Beatty, strength and conditioning, to be able to say we put together a plan going all the way back to last January to how do you create a team that can be mentally and physically tough to last the whole season. So, and the last thing is just we had a lot of fun. The third thing would be fun. I mean, this has just been, it hasn't been a grind for me, and it hasn't been a grind for the staff or the players. When we go out there and we practice, it's incredibly fun for us, and that's why you do this game. And it's called a game, and so it's an important game, and we take it very serious. It's people's kids eat from this game, and that's real. Yet in and all, I think you're going to find the most productivity if we can keep that element of fun out there, and I think we did a good job with that this year.
Coach, it's been nonstop since San Diego. Just talk about what it's going to be like this week as you guys have a bye. What does that entail? What's going to happen this week, and what's going to be different? And what will be the same?
What's going to be different is we're going to give you guys some days off. We'll meet today, we'll review the film today, and we'll get some logistical things out of the way today. We'll stay off the field today, get a lot of treatment. Tomorrow the guys will get the day off tomorrow. The coaching staff will be on the road recruiting. And then we're going to come back for Wednesday and Thursday, and then we'll have a morning workout on Friday, and then the guys will have the afternoon off, and the coaching staff obviously will be back on the road recruiting and trying to take care of all that. In it, what I want to accomplish is just get back to fundamentals. Make sure we sharpen up our sword as much as we can within this bye week. Get a chance to get guys healthy, get the extra treatment in there, but also a good time to go back and work on what you do well, knowing that in the playoffs, you win or lose games based off fundamentals. I don't think anybody who's ever tried to come out and dramatically out-scheme another team has been successful. When you look at the historic champions who are consistently doing well in the playoffs, what you find is that they're very fundamentally sound. They're playing enthusiastic football, fast football, and physical football, and that all comes from a confidence base of where your players know what they're doing. They're not questioning a call. They're not trying to remember a check. You're not bogging them down with more. You're just maximizing the capacity that they've developed for the last 10 weeks. And so we're excited about that, but we need to sharpen ourselves up this week.
And is the bye week kind of a bad thing with your offense in such a rhythm? And are you worried about getting out of that rhythm with the week off? And just talk about your offense as a whole and what kind of offense it's been.
Well, obviously you're very excited about the numbers they've had. You're excited to become one of the best rushing offenses in the school's history. The offense is timing, but I think right now the timing is they don't want to hear my voice. They want a break from me. So they want a break from all the coaches. And so, it doesn't, we're going to do enough work this week to keep our timing and rhythm. But this is a lot of hard work. And right now, the mindset is guys need a break. The guys need to be able to scale back, get a little extra time off, focus on their studies, and then also a chance just to focus on fundamentals. And so we're going to do that this week, and then continue to look at what we do, what we have done well to get ourselves to this point. And by doing that, we're going to be able to, really move forward in self-scouting. Move forward in whatever our future opponent's going to be. What are they going to look at? So we got to do a good job this week of looking at ourselves.
Talk about how confident you are in your team's strength and your team's ability to compete in the playoffs based on what they've done in the regular season.
Yeah, we're obviously very, very confident of who we are, what our guys have become. We're very confident that we belong in the playoffs. We're very confident in our ability to travel and our ability to hit the road and perform well. But in all that, like what you brought up, is that you're on a razor's edge every week. And now when you're talking about playing 16 teams that make the final cut, there isn't a slappy in that whole group. That there's going to be a good physical team that belongs in there. And so, it's going to come down to a razor's edge, back to the whole fundamentals. Our guys have got to stick with our process. They've got to continue to focus on the little things. They can't get caught up in a big macro picture of it all. Every one of our young men knows what their role is. They know what their job and what their vital techniques have to be performed well in order for us collectively to do well. In all that, we need to make sure that we do remind our guys this week is exactly what you said. This thing could have been 10-0. It's not, so that's the truth. And so we failed in a couple of those moments to be a little sharper than the opponent, and so that's why you're on the other end of the coin. So we're going to focus really hard this week on saying every play matters, every technique matters, every step matters, every eye placement matters. And then in all that, guys, be enthusiastic. Go for it. Keep believing, because there's no reason we shouldn't be invited to this whole thing, and there's no reason it can't be us. In all that, you got to take this thing one play at a time.
And then this week you had a couple of the seniors. Matt Davis is moving up the receiving charts. John Vandenrod gets to 1,000 yards rushing. He's moving up, starting to chase after some other records too. Just how much are you going to miss this senior class when they're gone? They've obviously had a big impact so far.
I'm going to miss them quite a bit, because you're talking about an era that is moving on after the season. So when you have a guy like John comes in as a true freshman, plays as a true freshman. This is 4 years together with him. Matt Davis, same thing. There's a lot of guys in the situation. Jake Jones, where we have been through a lot together. Even Shea Struxma, and so there's more than football that's been shared. There's been a real fellowship that you've had with these young men. Having the privilege to be a mentor in all that, I've learned things from them, and so it's been an exciting time. And then what they've done is help pave a great foundation for the culture and of winning that we have here, the culture of being excellent as people on and off the field, and also a humility about you work hard, you don't try to think too much of yourself week to week, and you do all you can to give to your teammates and give to the cause, and so they've obviously laid a incredible foundation and made a mark. And so I'm going to miss them for sure, but we still have football together right now, so I'm going to enjoy what I do have.
Yeah. Then you mentioned you and your coaches are going to be out recruiting this week.
Yes.
How has recruiting been going?
Yeah.
How much does a playoff appearance help with the recruiting efforts?
Well, the recruiting has gone outstanding, and so having one of our last open houses that we had to be the numbers of people that are coming to see it. The season has helped quite a bit. Obviously, a playoff appearance helps well. Excited to see the type of athlete that's coming in, because we know we're looking at Division II athlete, the kind of guy who has got a real growth mindset about himself, a guy who is a hard worker, a guy who's willing to learn and grow in that warrior-like mentality on the field and off the field. And also a guy who's a gentleman, looking to say, I'm going to make a positive impact on this earth, and my time at APU is going to help me do that. So, and in that, we're looking for the biggest, fastest guys we can, because we're going to be playing a lot more physical football than we already have been. So we're going to find that finest talent that we can do, and so I'm excited about the reception that we have had in all of Southern California and the Western region, becoming very, very, for the most part, the only Division II football playing institution in the whole Southwest, with the nearest one being in Utah. So that's a real strategic advantage for us, and obviously Azusa Pacific is in Los Angeles, and you've got a wealth of opportunities to, when you get a degree from here, you're not getting a degree in a community that doesn't have any industry around it. You're getting a degree from a community that's linked to a vast amount of industry. And in this day and age, with the economy the way it is, the job market the way it is, you need to make sure you're finding a place to get a degree that you're going to be networked afterward. And we have that, and that's one of our benefits and one of the pluses. And then we have great people who work here, so we're excited about recruiting.
Great. And then you guys are right on the edge, that 8, 9, 10 area of possibly getting a first-round home game, and that the crowd support you enjoyed this weekend up at Menlo probably outnumbered the home side there on their senior day. Just talk about that crowd support and what it means to you, how much you'd like to have a home game, and what you anticipate happening in this last week about that possibly happening for you.
Yeah, it's, first of all, let me just say thanks to the crowd that went, and even as our players and coaches, to be able to look behind our stands, to look at the standing room only crowd that was on our side. It's amazing, and it's just another testament to how great this place is, that people care about the football here, and we travel very well. If we were going to a bowl game, I think that'd help us out, right? Sell tickets. To be able to get a home game will be outstanding, because I think it'd be a great crowd again. Obviously, you get the comforts of home, but we're just happy to be in the dance. And so to be able to go wherever they send us or be at home, either way, it's that first round. You're going to get yourself prepared for a real heavyweight bout, and that you're going to take some shots. You got to be able to get up and deliver some shots, and you have to play great football for 4 quarters.